Hey everyone, Ammo here for the bundle review, and this bundle we're looking at is Humble Paradox Interactive bundle. Paradox Interactive is a Swedish-based publisher-developer, known mostly for its publication of strategy games. The offer they have for this bundle is War of the Roses Kingmaker, Magicka, some extra Magicka bonuses, Knights Pen and Paper +1 for Victoria 2, and then an item for the free-to-play game, Magicka Wizard Wars, and then a forum icon. And then if you pay more than the average, you will get Hearts of Iron 3, Empire, Crusader Kings 2, CK2 2, music hits. Apparently you get a CD and Ship Simulator, as well as Sengoku. So you get a lot of their strategy games for paying more than the average. Teleglitch, which I've heard is a pretty good game. I haven't actually played it myself. If you pay more than $15, you get EU4. I think it's one of their most recent strategy titles. If you pay more than $35, you get a t-shirt and some buttons. Oh, Magicka buttons. Isn't that cute? Let's take a look at the game. Roses is a 2012 action multiplayer game produced by Paradox. I believe it was 2012. Just immediately forgot the date. And richly was well received due to its control scheme and its extensive customization options. If we go to the editor, there's a variety of pre-produced classes, and you can customize your own with a variety of perks and weapons, its sidearms, and main weapons, guns, lances, polearm spears, nothing, even if you just want a secondary weapon, which is the one-handed weapons, swords, axes, and such. And that is armor, different varieties of armor, shield, horses. You select the right perks with those, of course. This all requires unlock either through experience or with golds, a premium currency, which you can buy for 100,000 coins. Is $2. Those 100,000 coins get you. We go to our main weapons, try to get like a giant sword. Now they cost about, those are tiny numbers. Looks like from 50,000 to 100,000. So if you want a fancy sword, you can get a sword for a couple of dollars. Okay, fair enough, I guess. It seems a little ridiculous for me. I wouldn't do that, but some people do. Obviously, you have a lot of the stuff does cost premium currency, which kind of bugs me. I would be aware of that, be cautious of that, with a lot of weird microtransaction stuff going on. Instead of pay to skip, and I wouldn't say pay to win, because the weapons all have, stats, and for the most part seem balanced. I haven't played the game that much to know if there's anything that's particularly overpowered, but just a heads up, it's microtransactions through and through. Even though it's a game you pay for, it's not a free-to-play game. Kind of strange that they have all that. It's actually really kind of actually terrible. Why would they do that? Put microtransactions in their non-free-to-play game. The only reason you even have free-to-play games is because it's free-to-play. That's how you monetize it. So ridiculous. There is, of course, the multiplayer game, so there's only multiplayer mode. There's a battlegrounds training mode. You can choose different maps that serve as kind of tutorials. It's terrible. They're just so bad because the tutorials are slow. They're poorly made. The AI is terrible. The melee enemies don't know what they're doing, and the ranged enemies have 100% accuracy, so it's just a headache. And the objectives, you have infinite lives. The objectives are tedious. It's a really terrible tutorial. Otherwise, you have the multiplayer, just the server browser. You go into the server browser. There's like nobody playing ever. Here, we're getting this one. See if we can get in this server. Huh? There we go. We actually got in, but there's like nobody playing. Even with the Humble Bundle been going on for a little bit by now, there's like a couple of full servers at any given time. We'll just auto join a team. Go in as our hedge knight, why not? Spawn in. I should join squad. You can spawn on the squad. Frame rate is low for like whatever reason. Frame rate's all choppy. I'll turn it all down. All settings are down. And then this is what you do. You just kind of swing your sword at the guys. And yep, you just swing your sword, and it just feels so it's so, because you can run around while you're swinging your sword, so the combat's not at all grounded. So what ends up happening is you just run around in circles swinging your sword at each other, and it just feels so bad. It just feels sloppy. Let's join a squad so I can at least spawn on a squad leader. It just feels so sloppy, like you're just swinging your sword around towards the general direction of the enemies. There's friendly fire going on, so if you're not careful, you're just going to hit your own teammate anyway. and it doesn't feel elegant. There's no elegance in the combat. The only thing that feels elegant is that you can parry. You hold a particular direction, you can parry an attack. Which, if you successfully parry an attack, your opponent gets kind of stunned for a moment, open up for an attack. It doesn't. Oh, okay, he's dead. Stab the ground. But it rarely happens. That rarely happens. There's a big war going on. There's enemies everywhere. I don't even know where. Going over here? Oh, I guess those are enemies that they were fighting. Oh, good job, team. Yeah, just. Okay. And now we're just swinging. I'm in combat, so we're swinging our big sword. Trying to hit him. Oh my gosh. And it just feels so bad, because you can charge up your swing for more power, but it's all about just who swings faster. Because you get interrupted if you get hit while you're swinging, so everyone just runs around, they just run around in circles, because you can swing while you're running, so you just run around in circles, swinging your sword, and it feels so bad. It feels so bad. It doesn't feel good at all. Like, I've never been like, oh good, this combat feels rewarding and fun and fresh, and everything's choppy, everyone's flying around, there's latency issues, there's no feeling of me actually hitting the enemy, there's no feeling of contact, there's no feedback. I'm just swinging and hoping it works out. And occasionally, you hit an enemy in the head and you get like insta kill type effect, which is really satisfying. But that rarely happens. Oh, we died. That rarely happens because it's so hard to aim because you're in this awkward third person view. It's so awkward. Let me just like one running away. Alright, I'm just swing. Alright, he's dead. And it's very awkward. Because you're in this awkward third person view, so figuring out what your weapon's reach actually is a pain in the butt. Archer up there. Also, when you go down, you're not dead unless you suffer an auto kill. You're not dead when you go down. You're just incapacitated, and your allies can bring you back to life. But oh, come on! What even hit me? What's even hit me? And that guy? Okay, I guess maybe that guy was hitting me. There's no HUD. I don't know which health I have. Everyone's just running around. Yeah, but when you go down, hey, go. Yeah, just run around. No, hit the guy. But when you go down, there's no. Hey, I got unskilled. When you go down, you're just bleeding out, and anyone can pick you back up at any time. But once the timer goes out, you beg for mercy, and then you can just respawn. You just accept defeat, and you can respawn. And the enemy can't. Oh my god! Like, I'm just chasing this guy around. He has his axe held up, looking for someone to hit. I'm chasing him around, and then he stabs me in the face. It's so ridiculous. And you just beg for mercy. If someone doesn't come execute you, they can execute you for getting revived for a couple points. See if I can. Someone execute me or revive me. Anyone? No, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. There's a big battle going on. But what ends up during a big battle, a lot of people dying. You just have the beg for mercy sound effect going off over and over and over, and it seems so weird. It's supposed to be a big warfare battle, and everyone's just begging for mercy, and then the execution animations are sloppy and gross anyway, because you can get interrupted during the animation, so you can, like, be stabbing a dude in the face, and then someone interrupts it. So you stab a guy in the face, and he's not dead, because someone came in and hit him before he finished, you stabbed you the last time. I have no idea how much health do I have? Am I okay? What's going on here? It feels so gross. It doesn't feel good. Like, I've never been like fighting and then like, oh yeah, this feels good and responsive. Cause it's just running around. I think did I get shot there? A little bit of latency is an issue though. It just doesn't feel. Let me beg for mercy. Everyone's just running around. There's no grounding in the combat. I think that's a big problem. It's not grounded. Everyone's running around, swinging swords in circles. It's silly. Also, ranged combat. We can try this out for a little bit, but it does feel a little bit better. Ranged combat can be a lot more satisfying. You get a good hit or something, and really feel really good. There's also places like these towers you can get up on, do your attacks. I spawned in the wrong area, aren't I? Am I going the wrong way? Totally going the wrong way. The wrong way towards the battle. But yeah, there's places for archers to sit and do some damage, and it switches to a first-person view when you draw your arrow. Which is I don't know why I don't have a third-person perspective for the melee combat. It just feels really hard to get the reach of your weapon sometimes. Also crossbows instead of bows. They work a little bit differently, but yeah, still ranged weapons. I shouldn't be. We're gonna get stabbed. Beloved stab archers, for as you can imagine. If I can shoot one of these guys. Oh. Out here. Really, I missed. That guy tried to charge into me. I think he missed, maybe? I don't know. Oh, here we go. We can see the execution animation. An archer, you're just pulling the arrows, and it's also slow and sluggish. All the attacks are slow and sluggish and feel bad, which doesn't go well with the like frantic speed of everyone running around in circles. And it just makes the combat so it feels unresponsive. It feels slow. It feels sluggish. It's just not. This game came out. A couple other similar style games came out at the same time this one did, and they performed. Generally, were considered to perform better. And squad leader wins some spot points. They were generally considered to perform better, and it's not really a surprise. Hey, headshot. Did he just run up the mountain at me? That's what it felt like. Yeah, they were generally considered to be better games, and that's why not a lot of people are playing this one, and I don't blame them. It feels kind of gross. It is not my favorite medieval combat multiplayer game, but to be fair, there's not a lot of those. They tried. I respect what they tried. I'm sure at the time, even though it was only a few years ago, sure at the time this was better, but now it's not. Are you gonna like punch me in the back? Okay, no, you're a squad. Yeah, I'm sure at the time it was better than what it is now. But now it doesn't feel good at all. For an occasionally you'll hit someone in the head and decapitate them, or get a headshot with your bow. But it doesn't even feel like you really did it. Like it just happens. You're trying to get it to happen. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you end up on huge kill streaks. You don't know how that happens either. Sometimes you just you die a ton to some guy, and you're like, I don't even know how he's killing me. There's some secrets about playing this game that I do, but of course this is coming in as first impressions, just someone that hasn't played this game, someone that hasn't played the game before, and is only going in for a couple hours. The first couple hours do not feel good. Is that like, don't even, come on. I'm surprised I haven't shot my own teammates, because friendly fire is totally a thing in the game. Yeah, let's try to hit this guy with my bill. Yeah. See, we're just swinging so hideously at each other. Oh. I hit him. I didn't breach his armor though. Hit a little shield icon means I didn't pass his armor. Then I think I actually got killed by my teammate there. I don't see the kill counters going by too fast, but that is War of the Roses. Not a lot of people playing. And that's probably because the combat feels pretty awful and sound effects aren't that good. Visuals are kind of eh. It's so painfully mediocre. If it was a free-to-play game, maybe. I think this game would have been much better off as a free-to-play title instead of them charging for it. But this is War of the Roses. It leaves a little bit to be desired. Magicka is a 2011 action-adventure game published by Paradox and produced by actually a couple students in Sweden, I believe. You play as a mighty wizard. You have a variety of magic elements. So you have water, you have healing bolts, you have arcane, fire, earth, ice, lightning, and shields. And you boost the shields. Oh, there we go. And the most interesting thing is that you can combine them. So if you combine some earth, some fire, you get a fireball. If you combine some water and frost, we get icicles. Combine with arcane and lightning, you get like a lightning beam versus just a lightning bolt. It's an awesome combat system. That's entirely how it works. You just combine for a variety of elements and a variety of spells. You get to do cool things. Do I need to kill you? Well, I don't know. It's probably interesting. It's probably an innocent guy. Let's talk to him first. Okay, nope. Okay, we're gonna like hit this guy with a giant boulder. The longer you charge up a spell, of course, the stronger it is. Oh, his head. Oh, goodbye. Do I get a sword? Well, pick up a sword. You get weapons you can find and pick up. Okay, never mind. It's off the cliff. You can find weapons and pick them up throughout your adventure. It's not really a big deal. If you die, you lose them. That's okay. They're not like super important. This isn't a normal RPG style game. You have a couple of you guys. Let's take care of you guys. Stop jumping into me. Just knock them down. Hit some like nice scales. You can also modify how spells work, so we can shoot the arcane in a beam. We can also do an AoE style with the arcane. We can also target ourselves, so we can do a shielding on ourselves. or set ourselves on fire if we need to, or put out fire with water. Also, the spells interact, so we spray them all with some water, and then get some lightning. It'll do additional damage to them. So it's just the combat's just set up so you figure you just use your spells in fun, interesting ways, do damage to your enemies, and the combat's enemies are a little slow. The enemies' way they act and behave is typically kind of slow, which is great because that gives you enough time to manage the system, the magic system they have going on. Okay, come on. Just throw a big ol'... There we go, spell at them. And now we're on fire, so we put ourselves out, heal ourselves, and everything's dandy. And then that's it. You go through doing all these spells, doing some fun combat, killing everything. A ton of fun. The game does not take itself too seriously. You shouldn't take it too seriously either. And then it gets a lot more fun. Important to note, it's also multiplayer up to, I believe, 4 players, which is then just a blast. Run around, you're throwing spells at each other, you're blowing each other up. There is friendly fire, of course. And like I said, the game doesn't take itself too seriously. You shouldn't either. So when you're all blowing each other up, you can have a lot of fun with that. As long as you're oh gosh, we're gonna die. Heal, heal, heal up, heal up. I think I'm burning. I'm on fire. Oh, I burned to death. And we have the fairy. If you get a checkpoint, there are fairies that will bring you back to life. Let's charge in these guys. It didn't do anything. What a useless spell that was. And there are a variety of things. Important to note this out, but now there are a variety of. Yeah, just stop chasing me for a second. Just stop. Let's get one of these charged. Knock them over. Spray them with water. And get some lightning in here. There are a variety of robes and weapons you can have. We kind of have the. Hey guys, seriously, get off my steez here. We have the Space Marine set up here. If we can get a moment here, we have a little bolt pistol and a power sword, which is really cool. A little 40k Space Marine, get up there. There's a ton of other costumes you get for free, or you can buy them, whatever. Then you can also use the weapons with your spells with your weapons, which is obviously pretty cool. So you get like fire sword, get a lightning maybe sword. See how that works. Yeah, lightning. We just use our weapon. This is the only useful weapon I found. Usually they're like swords and stuff, which is they're not useful, which is completely fair because we have all this magic and stuff. The game really shouldn't be encouraging you to be messing around with swords when you have like arcane lightning firebolts to be shooting around at people. There's a checkpoint. We'll regenerate our fairy. The game is not too challenging. It's pretty forgiving. Like when you die, you have a fairy that brings you back to life. If you fail an area completely, you just gonna restart at the beginning of the battle. It's very forgiving. The game doesn't take itself too seriously. It has these guys should. Okay, let's not water the plants. Let's put him. Oh, he has summoned some. Oh no, that's a bad choice. I'm wet. I'm trying to use lightning on them. That's not gonna help us. Oh come on, heal. Let's heal. There we go. Why can't we heal? Healing is not working out for us. But anyway, okay, he's not it. If I put out our fire, and then get a bunch of lightning, should be able to shy. There we go. Get some shocking in. Do some arcane landmines and blow ourselves up with it, because of course, why not? Pretty dangerous spell. Anyway, like I was saying, it's a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. A lot of jokes and self-referential and oh my gosh. Not paradoxical. It's Paradox Entertainment is the publisher. Satire. But parody. There we go. A lot of parody humor in it. And it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's a lot of fun. It's also one of Paradox's most successful... I shocked myself to death because I was wet and trying to use lightning. It was one of Paradox's most successful franchises. They've had, I think, sold almost 3 million copies, and this would, like, bundle's pretty much worth it for this game. If you've never played this game before. It's a ton of fun. Good challenge, but kind of also pretty forgiving. Oh, come on. Put out the fire. Heal yourself. Burn the trees. Burn these trees. We're now out of fire because these stupid shaman back here are really starting to tick me off. Anyway, this is Magicka. We should also mention that there's the The Humble Bundle includes the Other Side of the Coin DLC, where you play as the vampires. It's a different story. You play as a vampire who works mostly the same, except you can siphon life from enemies. There's also online modes and versus mode, but that's mostly moved over to the free-to-play game Magicka Wizard Wars, a MOBA game based on the Magicka combat system. So if you enjoy Magicka, enjoy MOBAs, whatever, go check that out. Plus One is a mobile game that otherwise cannot really find any information on it, but it was ported to PC, and I believe it's by the same studio who's done the recently released Chroma Squad, which has gotten a little bit of attention. And even though it's a mobile game, support, it has some merit. It's kind of entertaining. They play as a group of individuals playing a Dungeons and Dragons style tabletop RPG game, but in a way you're also a bit of the Dungeon Master. So in order to progress, you can click on the Dungeon Master, you can just choose a battle, choose someone to fight, choose to spawn monsters. We can choose a quest to go on. So here's our select 4. Alright, so we battle through here, and then we choose our quest is to kill monsters to find this object. We normally can choose the quest. Right now we're on like a story thing, so we just have to take a quest it gives us. But we can choose what monsters to fight. So I can spawn like one of these guys, so we can fight one guy. And you click on it to auto attack. But you also have, after we murder this guy, we'll do a little bit of a harder battle. I'll show you the skills. Murder, did I get a stone? Got some experience, got some gold. Yeah, we got black stone. So we battle again. Let's do bunch of giant grubs. Oh, look at that. Look how hard that is. Okay, that might be a little too hard. But take a few out. Like 5 of them. And here we have a variety of classes, wizards. We'll look at the character creation in a moment. As our rogue, we'll have the rogue vanish, lowers his threat level. Our warrior has a high threat level, so they prefer to target him. Otherwise, that's kind of what he's just there to tank. He doesn't really have anything else going on. Our druid can use her feral rage attack, deal some bleeding damage. Our mage, AoE fire or meteorite. Now rogue does a ton of damage. She's gonna start stabbing things. They regenerate. We need to focus them down. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, ouch. It's gonna be hard to do. The first time fighting these grubs. And then yeah, this is how the combat goes. You click the auto attack, you have a variety of abilities. You will fireball this thing. Try to finish it off. There we go. 1 down. I wish I didn't choose the enemies that heal themselves every round, but well, I didn't know. This is how the combat goes. You have your health and MP, of course. Let's throw more fireballs and focus these down one by one. There you go. Very simple combat system. Not much else I can do to describe this. You need to regenerate yourself, take some damage. And we'll look at classes second. Look into the variety of classes that we have available. There are also races, but serve basically as races, but it's just kind of people that are playing the game. So yeah, like jocks, children, aliens. I don't still want to play the game, but hipsters, nerds, gamers. Interesting take on the whole idea. Can we just finish this one off regularly, please? Thank you. Now we'll bash them in. Then you need to, I think we need, yeah, some magic restored for everyone. Yeah, I should have just chose like the one enemy to kill, because this is ridiculous. Which is, there's one complaint I do have about the game. So you choose, because you choose who you fight and when you fight, there's not really much challenge in the game. You have to make your own challenge. Which I guess works. If you want a challenge, you can make it challenging. But you choose, it's like you have a little too much control. You can choose who you fight, how many enemies you fight, when you fight them. You can camp at any time. Rarely does anything bad happen to you. If we camp, we have a chance here. For the victory, we get the gold. And then we can, okay, leveled up. First we can camp. And then you can roll a dice. Unless it's like the minimum roll, nothing bad will happen, I've noticed. You wake up, we're back at full health, full mana. We can choose how many monsters to fight. I can choose like one of this guy. And we just click on it and kill it and see if we can get a stone. Wait, stone? No, we actually did not get a stone. Okay, so it's not guaranteed to work out. Did level up when we have a point. So here, you only have 4 skills. Each character class only has 4 skills. Some of them are passive, none of them active. This character's class is all active skills. let's upgrade the regen. There we go. And now let's go to the default. So we have to go to the village. So we travel is how traveling works. There's a lot of areas going on. Actually, there's quite a bit to this game. Well, not quite a bit. I mean, this is it, but I've played for day 71 already, and I've only been to 2 areas, like 3 areas. Then the jungle and the village. So, you know, pretty good. Oh, we got the minimum roll. What happens? Nothing. Like, nothing bad even happened for us getting the roll there. Very silly. Talk to him about the quest. There's some story stuff going on. I don't know, I've been ignoring it. And our quest is completed. And we got some gold, got some experience, got some items. Our warrior's leveled up, so I'll go to my warrior. Level up his taunt, increases threat level, and gets extra health regen. Level up our rogues, poison. Then you have this gold up here. You can add other characters. It costs gold, increasing amount of gold, so it's 5th seat. Requires 250 gold. I think the first 2 are free, the third one's like 10. I think this 4th one's 50 or 80 or something, and this last one's 250. So you have a John, nerd, piece of guy, a werewolf, rocker, hipsters, grandma, and then they each have their own passive, and then you have paladin, cleric. Oh, really? Oh, you can only have one. It looks like you only have one of each class. So there's a warrior, druid, rogue, wizard, and paladin, cleric, and they each have their own abilities that you level up. They only have the 4 abilities though, and that never changes. There's also items, and I haven't really seen much in the way of equipment and items. I think I've gotten this bronze medal, and that's it as far as items are concerned. So not a ton going on for items, a lot of consumables though. I guess we can go like, yeah, get some, that's just regens, yeah, some regen, extra health, extra magic. Alright, so there's a little bit of equipment going on, not a ton. It's not complicated because it's a mobile game, it's not supposed to be complicated, which is exactly what you would expect. And one of my favorite things, if you go to the, I was also up to buy stuff at the store, a lot of what you would expect from, there's a blacksmith in certain towns, you can rest in the inn, you can choose to fight whenever, just grind up, choose who to fight, when to fight them, just to level yourself up. About what you would expect from an RPG, but all very simplified, and you have complete control over it. I think one of the most interesting things, you go to the shop here, notice you actually adjust your play area, so you can buy snacks for gold to give you bonuses, you can buy drinks to give you bonuses, you can buy objects for tables, so you can buy a loaded dice, +1 to all dice rolls, hourglass for more skill duration, you can change the table, you can get a new DM, new furniture, and they all have their own bonuses, which is I think, a really cool idea. It's a fun little idea. It really plays into the theme. You're a bunch of friends playing a tabletop game, and this goes along with that. Pets all have their own deal. In fact, I can get the heck is this, a dog? Get the dog. I can get one. No, I can't. I only have 64. I thought I'd run that. And then also your characters will exchange banter, both depending on what their race is. So this is the child. This is a little brother, so he's like really hyper. Says very silly things. Is very impatient. We have a bully, so he says very abusive things. And the Mrs. Goldberry's like very educational. And then the alien just says, you know, goofy alien stuff. But it's very simple. There's not a lot of, I mean, you just do your quests, do your things, very mindless, but it's supposed to be a mobile game. It's how you expect it from a mobile game. And the port is competent. It's a good time waster. It's not that hard. Even if a character does die, you can buy them back with gold. They earn for just grinding through monsters and quests. It's a entertaining little, it's a very light RPG. Casual RPG with a nice little Dungeon Master, Dungeon Dragons theme, which I find really, it's pretty good. I find it very entertaining. The last title on offer in the bundle review is Victoria 2, a 2010 grand strategy game from Paradox Interactive, and this is one of their like hallmark, super duper complex strategy games. If you're unfamiliar with what's going on, I don't blame you at all. This is very obtuse, it's complex, it's not bad. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, just it's a grand strategy game. There's a lot of information going on, a lot of control options you have for you, and I have barely gotten a grip on it. It's a first impressions kind of deal, and you can't go there? Why can't you go there? Do I not own that? What does it say? Oh, neutral territory. Apparently it's neutral territory. I just jumped in as the USA. But it's a grand strategy game. You have military considerations, you have diplomatic considerations, economic, technological. You have a whole bunch of options. You research technology. What are you going to research? Let's research some muzzle loading rifles. Why not? Increases the supply, but gives extra combat width and attack. Allows constructions of engineers. You have pop-ups, or of course pop-ups. Famous Paradox Interactive strategy game pop-ups. Underground Railroad. Could put pressure to combat their activities, so you can leave the Underground Railroad alone. More local military. More local consciousness. Where all populations of Wyoming gain extra consciousness. Leave it be, I guess. Start the research. Doing research, there's trade going on, we click trade. There's just tables and tables and tons of data and options. And it's certainly a grand strategy game. There's a lot going on. There's a pretty good tutorial that helps you figure out what's going on, how to control things, how to get things going. But if you're not interested in this kind of game, you're not going to get through it. You're not going to care. Like, there's a lot going on. You're going to be like, I don't have the time to sit here, and it really takes an effort of learning. And you need to learn what's going on, what means what, how to control things. Can I get a boat? I do have no boats. Can I go, like, out in the water? Go boats, go here. There you go, boats. And our boats moving around. Oh, look at that, look at them boats. Look at our boats. Isn't that great? But it's not one I've spent a lot of time with because, like I said, it's the first impressions, and we have only spent a couple hours every game, and a couple hours is not even enough to really learn this game very well. You really have to want to sit down and learn to play this kind of game. I do have a little concern because, okay, this game starts 1836 and goes to 1936. This game seems very similar to, we can expect this issue to linger. There is, of course, we're playing the United States during an area which slavery is a big issue. That's going to be coming up. But this is what game seems very similar to the Europa Universalis series, which I believe takes place in a much earlier time frame, but similar kind of concept, controls, grand strategy idea. I was wondering what exactly the differences between those two series are. My research I couldn't find much. But there's not much of a story going on in this game. It's all about the engine, playing the engine, and playing through the engine, trying to take over the world, or whatever your goals are. It seems like if you're really into that, if you're into this kind of game, you're like into these kind of games, and you would want to be doing what Mexico's supposed to be neutral territory. I guess Houston belongs to Mexico. I guess it makes sense. Someone goes bankrupt. Well, that sucks. Roll Steam. So if you're into this kind of game, I imagine you already have EU4, and you're already playing EU4. So it seems just kind of strange that this is even on offer that much. Maybe you want to go back and try out Victoria 2, maybe because it has the timeline goes forward more. Maybe that interests a lot of people. We don't need this to be going so quickly. Well, it doesn't matter, we're not going to be playing this too much. We have enough politics, so you can see the politics of everything. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Canada, we own, oh, we can release, okay. Canada will receive Bangor. Release Canada as a satellite. Canada is our, what do you mean Canada is a satellite? We don't own Canada? It is absurd. Yeah, but it's a very complex game, a lot going on. You can do a lot of diplomacy. And can we just like declare war on Mexico? No, Mexico. Texas. And Texas as a nation, isn't it? We just declare war without a conquest. Add to sphere. Cut down to size or humiliate. Okay, okay, there's been an election, I understand. Conquest. And then we fail, we get penalties, we achieve, we get bonuses, and we gain infamy, lose prestige. Oh man. We called a war. We declared war on Texas. Go to. Oh no, okay. Now we can go, like, just try to conquer Texas, and this is how it works. And then you do diplomacy, trading, military, maneuvering. There's a lot going on. Like I said, if you're into this kind of games, you probably already own these kind of games. Although I guess if you're interested in getting if you're interested in learning something like EU4 and want to see if something like that is worth your time, then I would certainly say that getting into the Humble Bundle, picking up Victoria 2, going through the tutorials would be a cheap, easy way to learn it. This is Victoria 2. Let's see if we can get a... Leave it be. Get a quick battle. We're obviously going to lose this battle, way outnumbered. Let's get a quick battle going on before we take off. I assume Texas is allied to Mexico and we're going to have combat here. Yeah, see the combat? No, they're just okay. We're not actually in. Okay, never mind. I figured it'd be I guess Texas is just getting beat up, but that is. Oh, we can totally just declare war on Mexico, can't we? All right, before we take off, before we shut this down. This is all pop-ups. I just need to find Mexico. That is Texas. I need Mexico. Where is Mexico? I have to find Mexico. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, I just haven't learned it. I know you're on here, Mexico. You're right here. Mexico. I just declare war on Mexico. Add to sphere. No, I mean, we're just about to quit anyway. We've declared war on Mexico, so we have a combat going. Go get him. Let's go fight him. Is he running away? He's running away, isn't he? Get the game. Sure. Oh, okay, here's the combat. Us just sitting here and politely shooting at each other. And we won! Congratulations, that was very exciting. And that is Victoria 2. Like I said, if you're interested in this kind of games, if you're already interested in these kind of games, you probably own games in the series, such as EU4, or already own Victoria's and some Victoria games. But if not, if you want to learn these kind of games, get into these grand strategy games, it has a steep learning curve, then it seems like this would be a good way to get into that and learn about these games. And that is it for the Humble Paradox Interactive Bundle. Thanks for watching. Really like and enjoy the video. Subscribe for more fun like Twitter, like guys know the deal, and I will see you next time.